Tomorrow marks 1 year since the deadliest attack on U.S. law enforcement in almost a decade.
April 29th, 2024, a gunman in Charlotte shot and killed 4 men as they tried to serve a warrant.
And tonight in a Triad exclusive, we are hearing from one of the widows.
Kenny Beck is in studio with her story. He joins us now. Kenny, what did she tell you?
Well, Kelly Weeks says tomorrow's anniversary is going to be hard, but big picture, she's doing well. There's also one thing she hopes everyone who sees this story will do.
North Carolina and this country lost 4 heroes and saw 4 other heroes wounded.
I had one particular gentleman who served in the Army for 6 years say it was worse than he ever experienced when he was in the Army. Because it was like being at war. I mean, you're getting shot at from all. This person was moving from room to room. He was making sure that he kept it. You never knew where it was coming from.
It's just been very tough. And knowing that you have families that are hurting right now.
If I could talk to him, we'd just remind him that we love him and that we're okay, so that he can be at peace. Because I want him to be at peace.
Kelly Weeks lost her husband, U.S. Marshal Tommy Weeks, 22 days before their 2nd anniversary. They got married May 21st, 2022 in the backyard of her childhood home in Mooresville, overlooking Lake Norman. Standing there today, she admits she's a different person now than she was prior to April 29th, 2024, but she chooses to seek happiness.
It was an average Monday morning. There was nothing special about that day. There was nothing special about that warrant. The only thing I can say is that Tommy was really good about always saying goodbye before he left, always saying I love you before he left. He never left the house without doing that, which I'm grateful for, because my last memory of him is that.
She describes Tommy as a big kid who loved sports, loved quoting old movies, and loved to make people smile.
One of the things that makes us feel the best is to tell stories, and we like to tell funny stories, like, you know, the time Tommy did this or that, and we giggle and we laugh, or, you know, things that make us remember the good stuff. And so, like, we went to Disney. He wanted to build a lightsaber. He wanted to get a Jedi costume. I'm like, we're not wearing a Jedi costume. I refuse.
Some days are still hard because there are reminders everywhere, like earlier this month when his favorite player on his favorite team made NHL goal-scoring history.
When Ovechkin passed Gretzky, you know, I was in Las Vegas at a benefit, and I started crying, and then his brother called me and started crying, and then Abby called me and was crying, and we're crying because I'm not a huge hockey person, and Ovechkin passed Gretzky, that's great. Not an emotional thing, except for Tommy would have been absolutely over the moon. He was counting down the goals to that. So those moments still catch you. When I heard about the officer that was killed right before Christmas in Greensboro, my heart immediately froze, because it's 2 days before Christmas. He has a family. He's an hour from us. And I'm thinking, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, you immediately go to that, take yourself to that moment you were in. And you almost relive, like, your own pain because you know what they're going through.
Through that pain, she has a new mission. One involves their teenage daughters.
The worst thing that I can imagine for our family is for the girls to grow up bitter and angry. That, to me, is the worst outcome out of all of this. So we have bad days. They have bad days. You know, Abby especially misses her father. Was her person. She was a daddy's girl. She is her father's child. They'd be twins. Her mannerisms, her jokes, they are Tommy. And so I think it's kind of a dichotomy of she misses him so much. He was such a fabric of her life. And for my daughter, she misses Tommy because he was like the friend, the jokester, played with her, but then she's watching her mother go through such a traumatic event. And so it's like, my mom is so sad, now I'm sad. And so I feel like the more I'm vigilant for myself, the more they'll follow. If I fall apart, they're gonna fall apart with me. They're teenagers.
And the other involves law enforcement as a whole.
Just thank somebody. You know, if you're walking down the street and you come across a Greensboro PD or Winston-Salem, thank you is a really simple way to show appreciation. Just tell them. I even said this at Tommy's memorial, you know, there are so many law enforcement folks in your neighborhood. I promise you. You don't have to look hard. You don't have to try to find them. They're there. And I said, you know, they don't expect it.
If you could say something to Tommy, what would you tell him?
Oh gosh, so many things. That we loved him, that we appreciated what he did, and how much he loved us, that we're okay. You know, I have to believe that he hears us and he knows I was put in this position to make a difference in some way, and that's going to be what drives me.
Kelly says she does speak with the other widows from that day. She said they're in a unique club that they most definitely did not ask to be in. She also plans to be at National Police Week in Washington, D.C. next month. She says she's a little bit nervous, but believes it's an important part of the healing journey and that having Tommy's name on that memorial wall means he will never be forgotten.